This
from the school.
conference will now be recorded.
What happened?
Please discuss with Mr. Hari. Hari is coming, but please discuss offline. You and Hari.
Okay, okay.
About what happened?
సార్ లేట్ అవుతుందని క్లాస్.
Yeah, it happens when you don't worry about that. See, it happens because see, if there is any issue in your batch, like when I'm explaining some concept and all, I cannot stop in the middle. Okay, so maybe
No,
students
Hari, your issue, your late is not your late issue is not issue, but my office is issue.
while
This conference will now be recorded.
to create account groups, right? Yesterday we are in the account group part. We are supposed to create these account groups within the chart of accounts. That's why I said chart of accounts 1 and 1.a it is. Okay, within the chart of accounts we are creating our account groups. So go to SPRO, enterprise financial accounting, general ledger accounting, master record, GL accounts, preparations. Yeah, define account groups. OBD4. T code will come with OBD4. Okay, execute it. Click on new entries. Specify your chart of accounts what we created yesterday. So what is the name of our chart of accounts? ONE 1 1, right? 1. So give the account group name. Here account group will be 4 characters. So first I'm giving as current assets, name current assets, and this is the number range interval what we are specifying. Okay, so based on the number we define, your GL accounts will be allowed by the system. Suppose if I give as 1 lakh to 1 lakh 99, system will allow to create the current assets GL accounts like bank, cash in hand, cash journal account, other accounts receivables, whatever the GL accounts we are creating as per our balance sheet. So that will be created in this number range only. So that's why yesterday we learned that account group is a control function for the number and interval of master record. So we know that there are 3 types of account groups. Okay, one is GL account groups, customer account groups, and vendor account group. The functionality is same. Okay,
We have more
current
account groups.
liabilities. Sorry.
We have more account groups, right? Like even material also there, right? Like tested.
Yeah, I'm creating one by one. I'm creating now.
Okay.
So this number range we explain to the client or a business, so they will choose. But as per standard SAP or the like a real-time environment, always one start for current assets only. Okay, one will start for current assets or current liabilities. 1 2 will be like current assets or current liabilities. They will maintain in that way. So almost like a standard. So 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs. And that means if I want to create any GL account under assets, current assets I maintain with 1. Okay. If it is a current liabilities, it will go with 2. Similarly, for fixed assets, 1 lakh 100 to 1 lakh 199. So I maintain some series, that's it. So if it's all based on your understanding how you are taking your number ranges. So I don't want, I know that we don't create more than 100. So I just taken from 1 lakh to 1 lakh 99. Okay. fixed assets, current assets we have created. And if you want, you can create long-term assets, long-term liabilities also. So let us go with inventory means materials. Here I'm maintaining alphanumeric for our understanding. I go with IM002, IM0099. Okay. Now go with expenses. Expenses I usually maintain with 4. And similarly, revenues.
So then, Hari, actually, the account groups is SAP will provide, or we need
No,
to.
we have to create. We have to create. SAP won't provide anything. So these are like client specific number and intervals and all, right? So
Okay.
we have to create. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't follow yesterday. Maybe we created yesterday the account groups.
No. I think we haven't created yesterday. See if we have created, then system will throw message. Okay. Always secondary cost elements will start with 9. So okay, there is a standard functionality. Prasad, don't imply in your project, because I have observed that is like it is maintained in a different way for secondary cost elements. Actually, secondary cost element.
Yeah, secondary cost element.
They started
Like
with 9.
Settlement cost element. Yeah.
They started with 9. Actually, for every cost element, there will be next follow will be the cost element category. It is not maintained like this. Actually, I am showing you an example. So the next 2 characters will be the cost element category. So people don't get confused. I'll explain you what is a cost element category also. Okay. So it has to be maintained like this, but in your project, it's not maintained in this way. Okay. Me too. I got confused while uploading the data. I asked people, what is this? Okay. So now for this line, we have already maintained a note. In S/4HANA system, we are creating account groups for secondary cost elements. In ECC, we doesn't create this one. Okay, we don't have this option to create as well. Okay, save it. OnePlus GL master data configurations. So after this, we have to go with a general understanding. Okay, let me show you one example. Okay, that is field status group. Okay, before that, okay, one more thing is there I missed. Retained earnings account. Retained earnings account. Okay, so the nature of this GL account is retained earnings account means the account which carry forward the account which carry forward the P&L account balances. P&L account balances. So the P&L account balances, it can be loss or a profit. Loss or profit. It can be loss or profit to balance sheet under share capital. So under share capital, if you remember the balance sheet, there we maintain as reserves and surplus. Any do you remember that one? Under balance sheet, we maintain reserves and surplus.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that reserves and surplus we call it as retained earnings account also. Okay, why? What we do with that reserves and surplus? In which scenario we make it minus, and in which scenario we make it plus?
If
profit has been made.
add,
Transfer to general reserve. Profit has to transfer general reserve or loss has to transfer general reserve. Both are transferred to general reserve.
Why?
Because our business during the year, what about transaction loss profit? No, what is the status of our business? What is the capital of our business?
No, my question is, we are adding, sometimes we are we less from the capital amount, right? We make it minus or plus, reserves and surplus, or this one, return earnings account, whatever it might be. In which scenario we will add, and in which scenario we will minus from the capital amount?
when we get the profit, we will add to the capital. When we get loss, we will reduce from the capital.
Okay. Others? Actually, when we get loss, we'll add to the capital.
Add to the profit.
We'll add it to the capital. When we having a loss, when we getting a profit, we'll minus from the capital. Okay. So let me tell you with a simple example. So I'm starting a business with some 10 lakh rupees. Okay. In that 10 lakh rupees, I have purchased a machinery for 3 lakhs, and for the rest of the amount, I'm using for my execution expenses to run my business. I am spending that amount. Okay. How much amount I spent? Total 7 lakhs I spent on to execute my business. But when I look at my profits or my revenue, it was around 6 lakhs. It was around only 6 lakhs. 1 lakh is deficiency, right? No, it's around 8 lakhs. So what happened? My capital investment is 7, but my expenses is how much? 8 lakhs is my expenses. Correct or not? So that means I have additionally borrowed 1 lakh rupees as a capital. If you are getting loss, that means you spent that amount by borrowing. So we will add it to the capital as a capital investment. If it is a profit, then we consider that we are repaying back the capital amount. Of course, we don't do that. We show in the paper because we have other things to reduce our profits, like depreciation, other things we have. So what we'll do, we'll show as we repaid the amount as a capital. We repaid the capital amount. That's why if we get a profit, we show it as a minus amount. Are you clear? Okay. So if expenses are more, that means you have borrowed some amount. So your capital investment has increased. We'll add. Yeah.
సార్ ఇంకొకసారి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయగలుగుతారు? యాక్చువల్ నాకు ఇది అర్థం కావట్లేదు కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏంటి. ప్రాఫిట్ క్యాపిటల్ మైనస్ ప్లస్ అన్నారు కదా, అది ఒకసారి రిపీట్ చేయగలుగుతారా? ఎందుకంటే ఇది నాకు కొత్త టాపిక్గా ఉంది కొద్దిగా.
ఎప్పుడు బ్యాలెన్స్ షీట్ చేయలేదా?
లేదు సార్, ఇంతవరకు ఎప్పుడు చేయలేదు. అదే
ఓకే, నేను చేయలేదులే. Okay. See, here this is a trade and profit loss account. Okay, like we purchase stock, we sell, we do these things, and to sell your amount, to execute our sales, we have to spend some other expenses like paying salaries. 1 second.
ఓకే సార్.
Okay, fine. To pay salaries, carriage outwards, taxes, insurance, you pay some amount for your business, and here there will be an end balance, either loss or a profit, which we have to transfer to the balance sheet.
ఓకే,
Clear?
క్లియర్.
So the amount which we are carry forward into the balance sheet, either loss or a profit. Okay, am I audible or not?
Clear sir,
Yes, sir. Now I got it. I understood it another way. Yeah.
So this balance, whatever you carry forward to the balance sheet, this will take to our capital amount. This will take to our capital amount. Here you can see capital stock. Under this we maintain as a retained earnings account. We show it as a retained earnings account under balance sheet in liabilities. In liabilities, under capital amount or capital stock, we maintain as a retained earnings account. So this retained earnings account means the balance which we are taking from P&L accounts, either loss or a profit. Suppose if you assume that your expenses are more, in a very generic example, I will tell you. Your salary is 10,000 rupees and your expenses are 15,000 rupees. What will do?
We get a
What is
credit.
that 5,000 rupees is a loss or a profit for that month? That
Loss.
means you borrowed, right?
Yes.
The same thing for organization also. If expenses are 10,000 rupees and incomes are 8,000 rupees, what happened? 2,000 rupees they have to borrow as a capital investment. Clear now?
Clear, sir. Clear answer.
The same thing. If it is a loss, we'll add it to the capital. If it is a profit, we'll minus from the capital. And we show the balance amount as a capital. Are you clear now? This is the
Yes.
academic understanding. Again, I'm telling you, this is an academic understanding. So what exactly we'll do in the auditing, I'm not sure. So kindly excuse me in that part. Rambabu, there is some noise from your end, so please mute your mic. Okay. So others, what happens, what they will do, the people who are working in accounting and auditing, they have to explain. So this is the academic understanding as a part of mine. And so very rarely we used to involve in the balances closing at a client point of view. So they have their own adjustments in the SAP system. So I didn't involve till now. Maybe in future I may involve in that closing activities for a client point in SAP also. And one more thing is like I never tried as well because it's somehow a bit confusing part for me as well. So till now I haven't voluntarily never involved in this closing activities. And mostly I work for Italy. So Italy's closing process is very different. So I don't have much understanding in SAP also about the year-end closing activity of the balances. But I executed carry forward activities, but how the closing activities performed, I'm not sure. So maybe uh, I may work now in that activities. So if I come to know before our batch ends, I can explain you on the screen. Okay. So, but as
Sure.
per basic understanding, retained earnings account means the balance which carry forward the P&L, the P&L account balances, either loss or a profit will be carried forward to the balance sheet under share capital. And what we do, if it is a profit, we'll minus from the capital. If it is a loss, we'll add it to the capital. This is the understanding. Okay,
Okay, sir.
clear now?
Clear,
Fine.
sir.
Now let us create this retained earnings account in the system. So back to initial screen, that IMG screen. Here we have define retained earnings account OB53. Specify your chart of accounts. Here we have to define the profit and loss account statement account type. So mostly our account types will be we maintain with X. We can maintain any alphabet here. There is no restriction like which we have to maintain. I can also maintain A or B. Okay, but we go with the practice of X or Y. Okay, then if you maintain only one, it makes some difference while creating the GL account. If you maintain two, we will be having an option to which P&L account statement you want to include the account. We'll see. Okay, So for time being, I'm showing you here as X and Y. Okay, and maintain the last account of liabilities. This one, 2,99,000. Okay, just for understanding, just maintain the liability in liabilities number in series. We maintain 2 lakhs to 2,99,000 to take the last number. Okay, take the last number and press enter. Observe carefully on the screen. When you press enter, you will get a warning message. It's a message. When the message is in yellow color, it means it's a warning message in SAP. Please make a note. In SAP, we have three types of messages. One, error message. In bracket, you can maintain red color. Two, warning message. In bracket, yellow. Okay. Warning messages can be ignored. Not every time. Most of the time we can ignore by pressing enter again. So if I press enter again, system will ignore. See, again it is throwing an error message for the another line item stating that the account is not created. Okay, it is in yellow color. You can see this yellow color. Okay, when I press enter, now system is okay. Now system is agreeing the warning messages. Third one is information message. Sometimes we'll be getting some pop-up related to the configurations or any transactions. It show an information. Okay, so here only error messages has to handle to proceed further, because if we get any error message, system will not allow you to proceed further. So let me show you with a simple example. Here I'm trying to post a transaction FB50. Okay, with some GL accounts, I'm taking debit and a credit and posting a transaction. See, okay, it is giving a error message. Fine, let me change the company code. I have to get a warning error message. See, this is the error message, which is coming in a red color. Until and unless I clear this error message, system won't allow me to proceed further. Okay, are you clear now about error messages, warning messages? Pop-ups will get later.
Yes, sir.
Okay, information messages will get later going further. Until I resolve this error, system won't allow me to create this transaction. Fine. Error messages, warning messages are like that. It's a warning message. Right now what we got is a warning message, and when I click on save, system allowed me to save also, telling that as the data is already saved, that's what it said, no changes have been made. If you made any changes, then it will allow the changes. And if you observe, the transaction is also balance carry forward. OB53 retained earnings account means, if we go here, see the transaction is also balance carry forward. Okay, now so we are done with all the basic configurations of GL account. One more general understanding is there, that is called field status variant. Field status variant. Okay, field status variant means, now first understand what is a variant. Variant means grouping of selected items. Variant means grouping of selected items. Just make a note. In SAP, this is a frequent word we use, variant. We have several variants with that name. Okay, uh, variant means grouping. Grouping of several What I said, grouping variant means grouping of several objects. Several objects. We are grouping some objects here. It's a variant. Okay. Here we have a field status variant. First make a note. Field status variant is a control function. Is a control function of the business transaction line items. Business transaction line item posting is a control function for the field status of business transactions. Function of the so field status variant is a control function of the field status of business transaction line item posting with reference to GL account. Let me show you on the screen. Okay, just write the note. Let me show you on the screen. Completed? So now AWD1. What happened? Oh, your company could have this part of it. Fine. The same issue. Just don't get confused. I'm doing some other configurations here because the system has been reverted back because of some technical issues. What the service provider did is he just backdated the server details. So what are the changes I made? Everything got deleted. See here, okay, see if you observe, system asking this field enter a required entry. Enter a required entry in value date field for GL account. So if you observe clearly, value date field is available for above GL accounts, right? For purchase account, value date field is available. But why system is asking only for this? See, if I enter information, then only it is allowing. If you observe, when I am posting a transaction, system prompting me to enter value date for one GL account. Value date is available for this also, right? But it is asking only for this GL account. So this is called field status control. Field status control. So which field is mandatory for GL accounts, which field is not mandatory for GL accounts. So we maintain a control. So that control comes from this field status variant. That's why I said field status variant is a control function of field status, required, optional, hide. And if you observe here, for this GL account, I cannot give information. It is suppressed. I cannot give any detail here. It got suppressed. And for this, and for the GL account 100, this value field is mandatory. If I remove, it won't allow the transaction. For sure, to make it green, I have to enter some information there. Are you clear about the field status? Any questions? Field status means required, optional. So other fields are there, like a text field is there. System not asking that information because it is optional. It is not asking to give any information in the text. It is allowing me to proceed next. To post a transaction, system allowing me. So that means, see, there is no any issue now. But if I'm not giving value date for bank account, if I'm not giving value date, system not allowing me to next screen. It means the field is required entry and the text field is optional entry. And if you observe, this value date field for purchase account is suppressed, means no data is allowed. Here no data is allowed. So this is the field status control. Or okay, any questions about this field status control? Hide, suppress, required, optional. So I can make anything here. Are you clear now? So this field status control while posting the transactions with a GL account will be maintained by field status variant in the system. So this field status variant will control the field status while posting transactions with reference to GL account.
Hari, it means that the time of creation, that GL account, so you will put that to control function, right? The field status, that is.
Exactly. Oh. Yeah. While creating the GL account, I maintain that control so that it will maintain this function while posting transactions. But still we are not in GL account, right? So I'm just directly showing how it controls to justify our definition.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So now I will tell you where we maintain this field status. So if I go to this GL account, what is the company code? Here, this is the field status group. Under this field status group, here I maintain value date as a required entry. Observe here, value date, required entry. That's why value date is asking mandatory for me and entry is required. So for bank account, I maintain field status group. Similarly, for purchase account, it is not asking. So look at the purchase account. Go back to the GL account screen. Under expenses, this is my purchase account. Here I maintain G001 from field status variant, field status group. If you go to the purchase transactions, I maintain value date as suppress. So system not allowing me to give any data. Okay. Any questions after seeing the screen? So variant means grouping of selected data. So in a variant, there are 42 groups I have. If I open this, if you observe the field status variant ZY, ZHYB, under that there are 43 entries are there. So based on my business requirement, I'll assign the relevant account group. So it's a purchase account, so I maintain general expenses. General. So if it is a bank, then I maintain bank related field status group. I have 005 for bank transactions. Similarly, for material accounts, I maintain one material related one. G06 material accounts. So based on the business requirement, some fields are optional, some fields are mandatory, some fields should be hide. No information is required. So according to that, we configure in our system. Okay. So to do the changes, first we need to define field status variant. Okay. So let us create field status variant in the system. Here. Any questions about field status variant?
Sir, the based on business requirements will do antena, sir.
We assign field status groups in the master record.
Okay,
Field
sir.
status variant is common, but based on the business transaction for the relevant GL account, we maintain relevant field status group. Grouping of selected items is called a variant. So in a field status variant, we have 43 groups. Logical గా మీరు అర్థం చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళాలి అంతే, ఏం లేదు. You have to understand a logical thing. So field status variant, you can see field status variant, execute OBC4. If I open any variant, you can see field status variant. If I open any variant, a variant will be having groups. Okay. So each group will be assigned in the relevant GL account. If it is a bank GL account, we enter in this bank GL account. If the GL account is a master material account, I maintain for material. GL account is for assets, then I maintain account to the assets. If it is a material adjustment related, then I maintain materials management adjustment accounts. Okay. Asset scrapping GL account, I maintain accordingly.
మనం క్రియేట్ చేస్తామండి.
ఏంటండి?
ఈ గ్రూప్స్ కూడా మనం క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం కదండి, ఇది వేరే సబ్జెక్ట్ కదా?
No. We use standard. This is the standard one. 0001 is a standard. Okay. Why we don't create, I'll tell you. Manual ga create cheyalem. We don't create it manually. We'll copy from the standard only again. So if I open this one, G001 for example, see how many fields are there while posting transactions.
Okay.
So these many fields. So there are several fields while posting transactions. We cannot create one by one. That's why we copy from the standard. So when you are executing transaction, these many fields will trigger. In an entry, these many fields will be triggered, which we cannot see few things. See, these many fields. We cannot create everyone. So what we'll do, we'll copy from the standard. If you want to create a new account, a new field status group, select this line item, we'll click here and we rename it. And we can use for the business transactions. Like for example, so in G001, you cannot change because here some fields are set as a mandatory and optional, and you want to use different fields for different chat transactions. Then what we'll do, we'll create a new GL account, new field status group, and you maintain your configuration settings accordingly, which field is mandatory and all. Okay. So now what I will do is I'll copy 0001 field status variant. Always remember, when we are copying from the standard SAP, for example 0001 I copied from standard SAP, so always prefix with Z or Y. Always prefix with Z or Y. This is a universal terminology we follow. You have to prefix with Z or Y so that the other consultant or a new consultant who is replacing you can understand it is a customized according to the business. Are you clear? Any confusion?
No, Hari, no problem.
So whenever we are copying any standard object from SAP, it can be a transaction code, it can be a program, or it can be any customizing object. You please prefix with Z, okay, or Y. This is a universal terminology what we follow. Universal standard, not terminology again. I'm wrong. It's a universal standard. Not only in one project, globally we follow the same standard. Okay. You have to prefix with Z or Y. Make a note and follow this one. So click on copy all so that all the 44 groups copied from 0001 to Z1. Now if you open your Z1, you can find 43 groups are available. Okay, so each group we assign while creating our GL accounts, and accordingly we maintain our configurations, which field is mandatory and which field is optional for our business transactions. Okay, any questions?
No hurry.
Okay, fine. Save this configuration and assign this field status group, field status variant to our company code. Assign field status variant to company code OBC5. Even while doing your practice, whenever you are copying from the standard, make an habit of renaming with Z or Y. Okay. See here, PV1, PBV1. Who can understand it is a standard or a customized? Okay. So if we see Z or Y, then we can understand it is a customized. Okay. Clear? Always. It's a wrong practice, of course. So someone using the standard one, yeah, it is appreciated. But PP02, PSV, the only that person can understand. If a new person like you, if you look at the system, you feel that this is a standard one. PP02 is also a standard one. Okay, it's a wrong practice. Always we have to prefix with Z or Y. Save the configurations. With this, we have done configurations for GL master record. So make a note. What are the prerequisites to create a GL master record in SAP? What are the prerequisites to create GL master record? One, company code, because we have assigned chart of accounts to company code, we have assigned field status variant to company code, right? So company code is mandatory. Next one, chart of accounts. Next, under the chart of accounts, we are supposed to create account groups. Fourth one, retained earnings account. If you are not creating this retained earnings account, system will not allow you to create P&L accounts. I will delete and I'll show you that configuration, that error message. While creating GL accounts, I'll delete this configuration and I can show you. Fifth one, field status variant. So these are the prerequisites to create a GL master record. Means the configuration settings, what we did to create a GL account in the system. Are you clear now? Any questions?
So Hari, actually in these five, account group and field status variant, these two are the we will copy from the standard template.
No,
right?
account group also we created manually, right? The number ranges,
manually.
everything we mean, yeah, we defined. So the number and GL account number range. Okay, we have taken the number range from the people and assigned, right? Okay. Based upon the business requirement only, we maintain the GL account number ranges. So account groups are not standard. We are creating according to the client requirement.
Yeah, thank you, Hari. I got it.
Yeah, fine. Others, do you have any questions?
Yes, sir. I have one question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the initial, last week something around, you said GL follows 22 steps something. Means now we completed 5 steps, sir. Or
Understand company code, company we created, company code created, assigned company code to company.
Oh, okay. In
Created
the each step one. Okay. Got it.
Created chart of accounts, assigned chart of accounts to company code. Then account groups created. అలా ఒక్కొక్కటి చదివితే 22 steps వస్తాయి. చూపిస్తాను just you can take a snapshot. I'll show you. You can see a snapshot. Think you made a note or not, I don't know. I'll show you a snapshot.
If you don't mind,
yeah, you just you can take a snapshot of it.
If you don't mind, the drive లో సేవ్ చేయగలరా ఈ డాక్యుమెంట్ ని?
నేను don't mind అనేది I have to share this.
Okay.
Because it's a ECC, like this document I prepared when I was practicing, and now it is more helpful for not only me but others also. So these are the 22 steps what we have to configure in GL to post a transaction. Okay, you can take a snapshot, but meanwhile I'll share this document to you guys.
Thank you so much.
So hope now it is justified, right?
Yes, clarified.
Chalo. See you on Monday. So meantime, you prepare all these things. I think we have to configure few more things here, like calendar, fiscal year variant, posting period variant, document type. We'll explain. We'll discuss. Like the further configuration is for posting a document. Okay. The further configurations, what we have to understand is for posting document. So, happy weekend all. See you on Monday.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy weekend.